Hey guys, it's Felicity Buckle. I have been given the task of talking to all of you about creating authentic community in your small group. If you're watching this video, you are probably on the verge of starting a small group, or you have recently started to lead a small group, and it's such a rewarding aspect of ministry because it's kind of where you can get in on the front lines and just love people and get into their lives and love on them. But it has to be authentic because people can smell a fake from a mile away. And so I just want to start off by sharing with you a little bit about my small group. So my small group has been meeting for about a year and a half now. It started because as a new pastor's wife, we had been just putting so much effort into the church, and I was feeling the need for community, but not just any community, but a community of women to just come around me and to do life with me and to study the Word together. So every year I attend a silent retreat. A friend of mine came with me, and we, on the way home, were just talking about some things that we wanted to put into practice in our life. And one of the things we had talked about was just finding a way to help hold one another accountable in our studying of the Word and our relationship with God. And we threw around a couple of ideas. We didn't set anything in stone, but when I came home, I just started going back to my roots. My husband and I were Chi Alpha campus missionaries, and Chi Alpha is all about small groups, and that's what we did. And so I kind of pulled some of my bag of tricks from that season of life and said, why don't I just start a small group? Our church wasn't quite ready to launch small groups, but my husband was behind me, he supported me, and so I reached out to that friend and then another friend of mine and said, hey, will you all be interested in doing a small group with me where we maybe studied, at the time we were looking into studying something on spiritual warfare. And so both of them were excited and they wanted to join in with me. And they were so excited that they asked if they could invite a friend. So right there, it was me and my two friends, and then those two friends each invited a friend, and then two of my other friends found out about it and they wanted in. So right off the bat, there were 7 ladies, 8 counting me, who went through this small group study on spiritual warfare, and that began kind of like a core group of women. And over the last year and a half, some people have come in and some people have gone out, but that core of women has remained. And so if I could just share some things with you about what made that work, I would say, 1, start small. Don't think that you have to have 20 people in your small group, or even mine had 8. Don't even think that you have to have 8. I started my small group with 2 ladies, and it organically or naturally built up above those numbers on its own. So start small. The second thing that I would say to do is start with friends. I wouldn't go and start inviting random people, but start with people that you already have a relationship with. That's what I did. One of my friends was, a lifelong friend. We've known each other for almost 20 years now, and our kids are the same age. We don't go to the same church or anything like that, but our kids were the same age and so same station of life. The other friend that I invited, she's older than I am. She has children who are grown, graduated from college, So a little bit different of a season of life, but I had a relationship with both of them already, and so that helped. So the second thing that I would say to do is to start with people you already have a relationship with. The third thing is encourage those people to invite a friend. If they're excited about it, then they're naturally going to want to bring other people in. And the cool thing is that they're bringing people that they have a relationship with. So it's helping to feed back into number two. The fourth thing that I would say that you should do is to make it intimate and personal, and that happens when you have your small group in your home. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I have children, it's going to be loud, it's going to be noisy. I have children. I have 4 children, and my husband helped some nights to help keep everybody contained into one area of the house. Over the Thanksgiving break, I actually created barn doors so that I could shut that room off so that we're a little bit isolated. But people want to see real. They need to know that you struggle with the same things that they struggle with. And although you don't want massive distractions, life happens, and that's okay. And your small group members getting to know your family only adds to the intimacy and the relational aspect of the group. The fifth thing that I would say to do is have some snacks. Maybe you provide it one week, maybe another member brings something another week, but I'm a good old Cajun girl, and I know that life happens around food. Many times, I would get off of work at 6 o'clock, and small group at my house would start at 7, and so I'd come home and I'd cook dinner and have dinner for my family, and then I would always make extra. Like I said, I'm Cajun, and so we would bring everybody around the table, and we would start our small group around food, or it might not have been a full dinner, but give them some dessert or something, and people just naturally will start to talk around food. The sixth thing that I would tell you is to keep in contact during the week, and it doesn't have to be related to your lessons, but it absolutely could be. I know that as we would we had homework for our small group, we would just send a text and say, oh my goodness, did you read whatever the passage was for day 3 of the homework that really spoke to me? And not everybody in my group is, I would say, a strong Christian. Some of them, are on different phases of their walk with the Lord right now, but them seeing in the group text some of the stronger Christians sharing what God was speaking to them through it, that helped to create just more community and more relationship. We share pictures of what's going on with our kids or our work, and it just helps to build community through the week when we're not together. The seventh thing that I would say, and probably the final thing that I would say, is to do things together outside of small group. This could be the whole group all together, or just with individuals. We've done everything from everybody coming to my house for a pool party. We have gone to a restaurant together to celebrate a member's birthday. We have had other members without me, which is really amazing to see, is when person A and person B, who didn't even know each other before the small group started, have now connected, and they have a relationship, and they're hanging out and doing things together outside of the group. We've gone to a women's conference together. That was amazing to do. I'll go to coffee with one person from the group and just meet one-on-one with them and just check in on them and see how they're doing, because not everyone feels comfortable in sharing all of their personal information within the context of the whole group But all of those things helped to just kind of join all of our hearts together. And it's just been an amazing experience this last year and a half to see women from different ages and stages of life, different faith backgrounds, to just all come together for one common purpose, and that was to study God's Word together. And I love my community, my women, and my group. And I hope that all of this information is something that can help you to put into practice in your group, to make sure that people are coming and they're longing to be in your group when they aren't with you, and they're hesitant to leave when it is over. So happy small grouping, and see you soon.